Hello. Today I'm going to share an instrument with you that most of you are familiar with. This is a tribal instrument, which means it's thousands and thousands of years old, so centuries old. You would find this in certain African tribes. You would find this in some Native American tribes of the United States and some of the South American tribes that lived in the rainforests. And there's even versions of this instrument that showed up in early ancient China. So very old instrument. Was used a lot of times in rituals. So certain dances and stuff would use this type of instrument. And it was used to actually help create weather. It's a weather instrument. Now it's a rattle. And it's created with specific types of wood that can be hollowed out. So it would have to be things like bamboo. Certain kinds of palm trees, the palm fronds, which are the limbs, actually are very similar to bamboo. So they got that hollowed out inside. And they would use a cactus because a cactus also would have a hollowed out inside to it. And what makes the cactus work a little better than some of the other instruments are the thorns of the cactus. So this instrument is called a rain stick, and it is a rattle. Now, why I said that the cactus works very well is with the thorns being on it is because how it's created, part of it is with the use of the thorns. So they would take the cactus and they would completely make sure that it's hollowed out on the inside. So they would clean it out completely on the inside of it. After they clean it out, they would take the thorns of the cactus, pull them off, and then they would place them back in a circular pattern. But you can kind of a spiral to it actually. So you can kind of see a little bit of where the cactus needles have been pushed back in. That's some of the holes that you see on this instrument. After they push those thorns, those needles back in, they would fill the inside with seeds, beans, tiny little pebbles or rocks, and they would seal up the ends. Now, if they did this with like a palm frond, they would have to find thorns. If they did this with a bamboo, they would have to find something that's a little bit tougher, probably actual heavy pieces of wood to shove through the bamboo so they could create the sound that the rain stick makes. Because when you turn the rain stick over, all these pieces fall. And they fall against the thorns that are on the inside. So as they fall down, they create that sound of rain. Now, this was an instrument used in a lot of the tribal dances to actually hopefully create rain. So it was an instrument used to help the rain come. If there was a dry spell, they would get the rainmaker. Some tribes had a rainmaker. That was their job. We had a dry spell. There's no rain. We got to get out there and basically do dances and stuff and get the rain to come. And of course, if the rain didn't show up, well, it was the rainmaker's fault. So I think we do that today, don't we? If we're watching the weather and they say, oh, it's going to be sunny, and you go outside and it's raining, we get mad at the weatherman or the weather lady because they told us it was not going to rain. The meteorologist said it was not going to rain. Or you yell at the app on your phone, well, the app said it was going to be sunny, and here it is pouring down rain, so what's wrong? No. So same thing. This is an early version of an app. It's going to rain, and then if it rains, yay. If it doesn't rain, it's the rainmaker's fault. So you can actually create your own versions of these if you want to use paper towel tubes or toilet paper tubes, which aren't that easy to come by right now. But you can actually get toothpicks and kind of cut them down a little bit and make your little holes there. Got to do a little spiral, block off the ends, fill up the interior, the inside with rice or beans or something that you can use. That's kind of a hard material, and then you can. Now this is just a little ornamentation. Because nowadays these are used more as ornaments or instruments. They're actually used a lot of times for instruments with kids. In Africa, they'll make them for the kids to have. But they would make small versions, and they would wear them. The adults would wear them as kind of an ornament on their belts or on their clothing. So they would have, so they would use these as like a little bit of an extra ornament to add to the rain stick to kind of make it more colorful. But so there you go. This is a rain stick. If you want to know more information about it, go online. Search rain stick, and you'll find all sorts of neat little stories and some history behind them. I just kind of gave you a little info on it. And I've actually been in a store in North Carolina one time, and there was a rain stick that was probably about 5 feet tall. So you can make them any size you want, but I'm sure it would take a very long time to clean out a 5-foot cactus, because it was a cactus that they had to clean it out and take all those thorns off and put them on the inside and fill it up, and then they got to seal it off to make sure everything stays. So, but there you go. Native American rain stick.